Okie dokie.
Believe Midi took the second action, so Cal, you are free falling.
Yes, I am.
So you have spent some time gleaning what you can as you tumble head over heels down into the depths beneath the root. So how are you going to uh, resolve your situation?
Do I have anything in my thieves or navigators tools that might be handy? I don't remember what all is in them. Oh shit.
Off the top of my head, I don't think so. You didn't did you actually like purchase stuff?
No, I meant to. Yeah, it doesn't look like I do. I wasn't sure if one of them happened to have like rope or something. But it looks like the best thing I have is nothing actually. I have a pair of pliers.
Yeah, I mean they do absolutely have like grappling hooks and rope and climbing gear and stuff, but if you didn't purchase them at character creation and didn't uh, if none of you bought anything from the hussery when you were there, then no, you don't have it.
A lot of the starting backpacks have hammers and pitons, but that's not really super useful while you're falling.
Can confirm.
Can I throw my emerald down into the pit to see if I can hear it hit bottom? If there's a bottom to the pit?
So there's a oh, roll an intelligence check for Cal.
That's asking a lot.
He may not know it in so many words then as I'm about to say, but there's a thing called terminal velocity. Does that ring any bells to you?
Is that the No, I don't fucking know.
You reach a point where no matter how heavy or not something is, it falls at the same rate. It's just
Oh,
fall.
okay.
So even if you chuck an emerald out, you might even hit the ground before it does, or at best, you'll hit it at the same time.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm fresh out of ideas, boys. That was it.
Well, you at least have noticed that the walls are covered in sticky webbing.
That is true. Can I try to sky swim over to an edge?
Make an athletics check.
Oh, come on.
You attempt to. You make less, not ground, but air than Mitty did. With his stronger physique, he was able to alter his course more than you are, but you do start canting towards the wall. I would actually say, as we switch over to you, Mitty, because you lost a good bit of momentum with your earlier stunt, you actually are kind of near enough level with Cal right now to where you can probably see him falling just above you.
So Mitty's, yeah, if Mitty can see Cal, he's going to scream out, I think this is it for us.
Well, it's been nice knowing you for how short we got to know each other.
There are worse ways to go.
Oh, hey, Richter.
What'd I miss? Sorry about that, guys.
Rainbow and I are about to roll new characters.
Oh. Oh no.
On the bright side, your character saved the day.
Oh. Huh. Okay.
I will say Rainbow. Let me check the rules real quick. Okay, I'm going to because you guys haven't fully gotten used to them yet, I'm going to manually spend a story point for you. Roll a survival check with advantage. Rainbow. Oh, okay.
Sorry, I was getting loved by the boy.
I heard you making over him back there.
Yeah.
17. As you are falling and exchanging this banter with Mitty, for a brief moment, something you experience something that you haven't intentionally sought out in a number of years. Since you changed your life and set out from the city that you used to call home. You feel the vision of the tunnel that you're in completely disappear and literally just melt away like shadow that scurries away from your elven blood. But you're still falling. You can feel yourself tumbling dozens, hundreds of feet, and not in darkness, but in open sky this time. You look down at the fields of grass and wheat beneath you, um, rapidly approaching with jagged peaks of dark rock interspaced around them. And far overhead, you can hear the immense wing beats of a creature that you don't know, but one of your past lives did, as the memories of them falling from Dragonback suffuse you and give you a burst of knowledge that, at least in a past life, you survived this once before.
Okay.
I'll say, whatever you try and do, whatever you can think of to try and save yourself, if it is web or whatever, acting on that survival information, I'll give you advantage on the next roll you make.
Okay.
But yes, you two are still falling. Well, while you think, back up top, um, Mish, the demon that had appeared from an unexpected location, emerging from the spider's grasp, it had tossed one of your companions over the edge. That even tried to toss you over, but you had held your ground, and with a final resounding strike with your weapon, you caused the creature to disintegrate into ash, and using the radiant damage and your training, you've exorcised the demon's spirit so that it does not remain. There is no trace of its prior existence.
Okay.
But you are
Um,
up in the cavern, right against the edge, with Vinali and Melanie standing up around you.
uh, Shot in the dark. Does anyone have a rope long enough for this?
Well, a few things have fallen in now, and we've yet to hear anything hit the ground, so I'm guessing probably not.
Hmm. Um,
I'll
so,
fire a firebolt just like straight down the center of the hole, because I imagine they've probably fallen farther than its max range. So just to see if it hits a bottom.
Okay, you fire it down. It does not strike bottom, but right up against the edge, Mish, you do see as this mote of light gets shot down, it refracts off of many pairs of dull teal eyes that are still a ways down, but climbing.
oh, right. Spider's nest. Um, the thing is, I don't think my class has anything that can communicate with animals.
Not to my knowledge, no.
And I don't have any spell-like effects.
How many
Let's-
turns has it been, by the way, since we
Since
kind of ended combat?
Well, skipping time around a bit with perspective, combat just ended with Mish, so I'll say it's been as long as you've been talking. 6 or 12 seconds, so 1 or 2 rounds.
Yeah, just in case the spiders get here, I want to know if I might still have a round or two of Moonbeam.
Actually, I just had a funny idea. Well, I'm assuming well, first of all, are they beyond 30 feet at this point?
The your friends or the spiders?
Friends.
Oh, very much beyond.
Never mind. Because if that was the case, I could have attempted to blood curse of binding them to just make them stop.
Don't think that works to defy gravity, but it was a decent thing.
Like, it would just like stop and just make them stick to the wall.
Okay, I know where you're coming from. That power is not the
I know.
chain thing from Breath of the Wild.
um.
If only we had a druid.
Yeah.
We were abandoned by our druid.
Um.
Speaking of which, Vinali will just shout out down the entranceway cavern. You can come back now. It's safe-ish, sort of.
Not really.
After something of a delay, and you have to hear her kind of coming back around the bend you had reached previously. Nola will reappear, kind of darting her eyes around very skittishly, holding her staff as she asks "Is is the demon gone?"
Uh, very much so, apparently. But we need to figure out what we're doing about our friends.
Yeah, they're in the pit. Um. Wait. Idea. Uh. Can. So, question for DM: Is this place like? Is this a tree? Is this a cave? What is this setting?
Okay, so you are in a cave system called the Root, which runs underneath the area you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Although you are directly in this chamber underneath the grove above you, and I think I described uh, last week about the roots and stuff are overgrown. The ceiling is covered in vegetation and the like, and it has the souls weaving around it and all that.
Okay. So she's going to turn to what's her name?
Who?
The druid we're with?
Nola.
No, like, hey, so can you I'm not well versed on druid lore and all that, but can you perhaps ask the tree's roots to catch them before they splat on the floor?
Please don't Gwen Stacy me.
Also, with padding, because, gravity's a thing.
She will look momentarily like uncertain, but you'll see her kind of run over, stepping over the broken bodies of snake, not snake, spider and ratkin as she does. She tries to get to a good vantage point, and you'll see her begin speaking in a language that none of you recognize up towards the roof of this cavern, but nothing immediately is happening.
Uh,
So, real quick, I'll give you each 6 seconds. What is Mish doing? What is Finale doing? What is Melanie doing?
I'll go last in this case.
Melanie, can she? Yeah, she'll drop down to the lower level and peer over to into the pit.
Okay, you drop down gently and take your time since you're not immediately in combat. You lean over the pit, and I'd say the spiders had been 100 feet away. The nearest spider to you now is maybe 45 feet away, but there are half a dozen of the larger variety climbing up the walls to you in different intervals.
Um, she's gonna cast Thaumaturgy and create vibrations like 30 feet down right on the wall to try and draw the spiders to that location.
Okay, make a performance check. Yeah, all right. Um, you watch as all six of these very large spiders immediately diverge. They'd been kind of around the circumference of the tunnel, but six of them start beelining and converging on the point that you targeted, and they're not hitting anything, but you can see them like all thumping the space with their big front bludgeoning mandibles.
Yeah, I'm just looking to keep them distracted.
All right, that was pretty effective. Vinali.
I will also slide down there carefully and two things. If I can pull both of them off, and well, I could do one while I'm climbing down. I just want to convert my sorcery points back into a spell slot.
Okay.
And if I have any time left on Moonbeam, with them being vertically aligned in the tunnel, I can try and nail as many of them in the cylinder of it as I can.
Okay. Sure. I'll make a group save for them and give it disadvantage. 7. So yeah, they'll take full damage from it. Just go ahead and roll once.
Eh.
So they are all still for the moment distracted by the thaumaturgy, and you do cast the moonbeam down, which singes the uh, thick gray fur on all of their hides, but still very much alive and still very much a threat.
Hopefully they don't know where it came from since it's light-based.
Correct.
And Melanie also real quick go to Vinali. Don't try and kill them. We don't want them to fall on top of our friends.
Well, I don't think it's going to be an issue. If they make their way up here, then we'll need to have done as much damage to them on the way as we can.
All right. Mish, last call.
Mish is actually going to walk over to Nolan, actually just give her cover. So pretty much act as like a line of defense before her and, the encroaching spiders.
Okay. All right. Then Midi and Cal in the pit. What is your plan for survival?
I take it that Spider Corpse is long gone.
You lost some speed, so it's falling beneath you a ways. And let me see real quick. I'm rolling let's see, this 15. I'll actually say, as you are beginning to do whatever it is you decide to do, you will hear it crunch and splat.
Okay. Yeah, I can't. I don't have. I don't really know what to do.
Well, so you had a plan that worked. You just didn't quite have the strength to hold on to it. Cal has observed that the walls are sticky and has that as a potential plan.
Is he within reach of me?
I would say probably. Yeah. I mean, you're both falling about at the same place. He's probably closer to the wall, but you're heading there anyway.
Okay. I'll keep Sky swimming towards him and tell him like the wall's sticky. It's covered in spider webbing. If we can get over there. Let's keep trying to head over closer to the wall.
All right. And are you gonna try and stick to the webbing too, Drew?
Yeah. I'm going to yell up at Cal, and I'm gonna say, "Keep what you're about to see hid or secret." And I'm going to rage beast form, and I'm going to grow a long like a stegosaurus tail, or what's the club tail?
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name of it. Is it an ankylosaur?
Yeah,
Yeah.
ankylosaur tail, and I'm going to use that to increase the surface area and just try and like slow myself on the sticky webbing as possible.
All right. So I'll say for you, make another straight strength check. You have advantage this time. Oh no.
Oh,
For Cal, are you just face planting into the wall to try and stick?
Yep. We'll go with that.
I'll say strength for you as well, but you have advantage because of your memories from the previous round. Okay, so you both impact. I will say, uh, Cal, you take 7 damage as you kind of scrape against the wall for a little bit, but eventually you do start to slow your speed. You've kind of skinned like your face and like your elbows and stuff, but after a certain amount of descent, you are just about to slide like back off the wall, and you're as you were like starting to go face up to the top of the tunnel, your back catches on something, and you rather abruptly stop as you get kind of snagged into a large strand of webbing. What do you mean your HP got removed?
My HP is blank. I don't have any hit points marked down on my end.
I have your sheet open and you do.
What does it say on your end?
26 out of 26.
Okay, mine says nothing. Cool.
In current hit points?
Yes, it is blank.
Huh.
And I took 6 damage.
I think it's 7.
7. Gotcha.
It's weird. I can see your hit points. I don't know why you can't.
I just updated it, but
Okay.
God, that would be a scary way to play D&D, to not know your own hit points.
All right, MIDI. I will say because of Cal's instructions and trying specifically to aim for webbing and stuff, at some point, kind of like I can think of a good example, but like an animal that's running around and is like getting a cabling wrapped around its legs. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
At some point, just as you drag your tail down enough, it so many strands of webbing begin to wrap around it to the point where eventually it kind of bungees you and catches you in your fall.
Okay.
In that, though, it catches you. You did not quite muster the strength to arrest your own fall. So, and of course, I rolled a 6. 9. 14 more points of damage
Ow.
as tails don't have sockets, but it basically the force of your slowed momentum is exerted at like the base of your tailbone.
Whiplash.
At least you're raging.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that works on fall damage. Yeah.
Oh, do I only take half?
Yeah, I assume so. I don't know. Let me check. I'm assuming fall damage is just like bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
I would think so. And unless you somehow take magical falling damage, that would be really weird.
But I would say yes. The barbarian's rage feature reduces fall damage.
Oh, thank God. All right. So the difference there was having 10 HP or 3 HP. Mind you, my hit point maximum, 30.
So you take a
Best part. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say the best part about having a barbarian and a sorcerer in the same party, you literally have almost double the amount of max hit points I do. I have 20. You have 38.
You took quite a bit of damage there, Mitty. You might have an extra centimeter of space between the last couple of vertebrae of your spine.
It's got a
But
taller.
you're just a little bit taller. But
So,
you are
can we
alive.
can we hear that roar of pain from where we're standing?
You can make a perception check, but I would say probably not.
Fair.
You'd have to roll pretty high. No, you don't.
Hmm. Hey, you think he's okay? Like, Mitchell just like look over. You think he's okay?
I think we should worry about ourselves first. We're not going to be able to rescue them if we die to these stupid spiders.
I mean, I can always just burn the web.
Don't forget, we do need to make our way down. That's part of our reason for being here in the first place.
Right. I'm just saying I can burn this.
All right. You all had kind of tuned her out for a minute, but you will begin to look back at Nola and then up as you hear the creaking from above. Growing down in rapid time, one root, just one, which one of these tree roots is about the width of the trunk of a normal tree, uh, curls down in, like I said, a rapid time lapse or something, corkscrewing for a bit, uh, multiple, perhaps even dozens of tiny light blue souls swirling around it in agitation as it responding to the grove tender who is just in fervent uh, prayer is probably the best word for it at this moment. The root comes all the way down into the depth of the pit, right to the point where all of the spiders are still congregating because of your thaumaturgy, Melanie. And you watch it bend back and flick like a finger. One spider launched into the pit, ass over tea kettle, falling down. Flick, another spider. And one by one, this root, like some deific hand, just thwacks each spider until they all fall back in, all six of them, and then they are also tumbling into darkness.
Huh.
The tree root retracts, seemingly losing that extra mass, just disappearing back into the soil above until it is fully back to seeming where it had been without any disturbance. And as soon as it locks back into place, Nola just kind of collapses onto the ground, like visibly exhausted and spent.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I gotcha. So, I don't know what happened, but it was cool.
Well, I
Good
guess I'll
job.
go check on our friends. Benali just, like, without any other ado, just starts making his way down into the hole.
Just
did-
climbing down.
Wait, so Nola's a bearkin, right?
Correct.
How much bigger is she compared to Mish?
How tall is she?
Mish is. Like, wait. I could have sworn I wrote this down, but she's short, like 5'4".
So she's like a good head or like two heads taller than you. She's only the upper end of 5 feet.
Okay.
Most bearkin especially female bearkin, are not as big as Midi. You might begin to see that the more of them that you come into contact with.
Okie doke.
But yeah, so Vinali just begins descending the web, not unlike a net or something, using it to climb down.
Just
He'll,
every so often firing off another firebolt just to illuminate my way down.
okay.
Making sure not to aim at the walls, but just like straight down the center.
Gotcha.
Don't want to light my own grip on fire.
Cal and Midi, as you begin to kind of remove yourselves from your precarious situations and sort of begin just holding onto the wall more normally, Cal might have to help Midi get tail tangled a little bit, but once you guys get to where you're kind of maybe about to have a grip on the situation, you see plummeting in the total darkness behind you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more spiders just come falling down.
I probably have several choice words for that.
As you are probably still cursing, another heartbeat and splat, 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 and then just a very deep, sickening crunch as exoskeletons fracture on impact.
God, if you can hear it, that means you were not far from the ground.
Ugh.
Up above, kind of holding on to you for support, Mish. Nola will look at the two of you that are still up here and say, it's sorry, that's a little bit of magic beyond my kin usually.
Well, whatever it is you did, it worked.
I think I'm gonna need to maybe lie down for a bit though.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll cover you.
So she kind of relaxes for a while, trying to catch her breath. What you doing, Melanie?
Uh, I guess I'll stay up top as well.
Okay, well, if we're gonna pass the time, then after a certain amount, well, before I get to finale, are you guys are the two of you that fell going to stay there, climb the rest of the way down, or climb back up?
Uh,
That is a good question, actually.
are we like on? We're still on the webbing itself, right?
Correct.
Yeah, we'll probably. I say we should climb down, because I'm not doing too well.
Yeah, and I've got a healing potion I can give him, so I'll follow him down and with the intent to do that.
Gotta get stable ground and lick my wound.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys climb down, Vinali following from above. As you go another 60 feet or so, uh, I want to be clear here. Elves don't glow; they don't emit light, but darkness runs away from them. So it's not that a cow emits any kind of illumination, but as you move down and you begin to feel your feet touch the ground, the deepest of the shadows here sort of retract, revealing a good 30-foot diameter little tunnel cavern entrance here, the walls of which climb all the way up that you just fell down. You can see the floor here is matted in layers and layers of webbing, but much of it is obscured by the um, I don't know, Build-A-Bear workshop worth of parts of giant spiders. I'll say, even as you step down, your feet sink into a shallow smear of this green Icarus blood of the spiders.
Ow!
Mitch will just call from up above. Guys, you okay?
And you wouldn't get a response.
Yeah, I imagine even I'm probably too far down.
At this point, yeah. And I'll say after it's probably a solid 5 to 10 minutes of climbing from top to bottom to get all the way down. Sorry that the two of them fell most of that way.
It's a nice shortcut.
Yeah. But as the two of them take in their surroundings, after a certain point, Vinali, you will be able to join up with them.
I assume at some point they just start seeing the fire bolts hitting the ground.
Yeah, that's true. At irregular intervals, a little firebolt will come down and cook a bit of broken open spider.
Mitty's going to sit down and immediately start attending to his messed up arm.
Okay. If you would like to help him with that, Rainbow, I'll say he can take a medicine check at advantage.
Okay.
Try and help him set his arm back into socket.
Oh, maybe not. I think I'll just give him the potion.
Well, I said he can.
Okay.
It's better.
Thanks, Roll20. I appreciate it.
Exact same roll. Wow.
When life gives you advantage, roll the same number twice.
Yep.
It's some work, and you take another 27. No, I'm just kidding. But you definitely spend some time trying to fix your arm, and you can get it popping it back into socket's not the worst thing, but you're definitely beat up. This is the kind of thing that a couple of nights rests could help with.
Mitty's going to pop the cap off a healing potion. He's going to chug it.
Alrighty, I think that's 2d4 plus 2. Yeah, that was a pretty good roll.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, Matt, exactly the little under half HP with 1 rage left.
As you guys are catching your breath down there, eventually Vinali comes into view, working up a decent little sweat, climbing down this several 100-foot drop of a tunnel, but he touches down beside you.
Well, I'm glad to see you're safe and sound? Question mark. You don't look too good, Mitty.
Yeah, I've definitely been better, but still kicking, and that's what's important. How'd it go up top?
Well, I think things are okay now, but and just kind of surveying the carnage around them, Vanelli just kind of clicks his tongue and says, "I don't think we're going to have much luck finding her mentor."
It's beginning to look like it, I didn't.
Vanali will walk over to Mitty and not so hard as to like actually be painful, but definitely making a point of like clapping him on the bad arm on the shoulder. Cast healing word.
Alrighty.
So you get an extra 5 hit points. But I did clap your shoulder.
So you take 1 point of pride damage.
23. Careful. I nearly lost this arm.
Now that the three of you are down there, you can see the range of Cal's blessing doesn't chase away the shadows from further than a few feet from you, but this room, the circular bottom of the drop, leads off into 4, 5, probably about 5 or 6 different tunnels, all of them pitch black, completely devoid of light, that just disappear, using this central chamber as something of a junction.
So what's the plan? Should we keep looking? Or...
Well, for now, and Vanelli's just going to kind of trail off as he fishes his oil and lantern out of his backpack. And since it's a bullseye lantern, it has 120 feet of light in a cone, so he's going to just, not leaving the chamber, just shine the light down each of the tunnels, just see if he sees anything.
All right, you cast your light around. You can see out of the 6, I'll say 4 of them have continued webbing that runs underneath it, sort of blanketing the floor. 2 of them are bare rock, but other than that, it's hard to distinguish too much. Other than they all seem to go decently far. And one other point of order, as you guys are down here, um, all of you feel, although maybe Mitty less so than the others, it's cold down here. It is significantly, or at least noticeably cooler at the bottom of this pit than you were at the top of it, like by several degrees.
It looks like 2 of the tunnels aren't covered in webbing, and assuming that if our druid mentor did survive her fall, then I would imagine they probably would have gone down one of those 2 paths. I can't imagine seeing all of this and deciding to chase after more spiders.
That's probably a reasonable.
That said, I wonder what would cause the spiders not to travel down those 2 tunnels.
Well, there was a demon up there, right?
That
I
is
think I caught
true.
a glimpse of it before plummet.
Yes, and Cal, you got a very nice look at it, I suppose.
Yeah, same too.
But it's dead now, so that's one less one to worry about.
Yeah, bless.
Well, maybe the demons have a foothold in these caverns. That's why there's no webbing here.
Well, maybe it just so happens our luck has turned in our favor, and we'll be able to find the portal we're looking for down here in the first place.
Yeah, that would make things a lot simpler. Kill two birds with one stone. Well then, I guess we should probably gather the rest of them and explore these depths.
Yes, the question is just how to get word to them, because it's a long way down, and I don't particularly relish the idea of climbing back up again.
I can try screaming as loud as I can.
I don't know if that's a bright idea. We don't know what else is down here with us.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I will say to the people at the top, it has been a good 15, 20 minutes since Vinali went down. So you just continuing to wait?
So who other than Mish, who else is up there? Mish and Ola, I should say.
So there's Mish, there's Nola, and there's Melanie, who is calling herself Tabitha, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes.
Hey, so do you know the spell Featherfall?
No, I do not know that.
Crud. Um. The thing is, we can't leave Sleeping Beauty here by herself, you know?
I don't mean to be a burden on you. I never intended to go further down than the route in the first place.
Oh. So, I mean, can you get yourself to safety by yourself?
Well, safety all being relative, but I can wait here or in the grove and I will await your return.
Okay, yeah. Best to head there for now, unless you can give us any more insight of what's down here, other than, the creepy crawlies.
Let me roll a history check for Nola. Rolled pretty well. She will think for a minute and say, I can't say that I know too much about the depths below and what exactly they contain, but I can tell you um, those creatures we killed, and even the larger ones, those aren't the Arakai. Those are their pets and beasts of burden.
Okay. Good to know.
The root is the name for the tunnels underneath the cradle that we're in right now. Go into the depths below and down any number of these pits that exist throughout this region, and you'll enter their home. And there's another name for that. Ajer Asai, the secret cities.
Okay. Alright, well, you should probably get yourself to the grove. We'll meet up, okay?
Yeah, try and keep your friends safe. This wasn't a resounding first start.
Hmm.
As she begins to pick up and head back towards the entrance of the tunnel, and do tell Mr. Toughhide that I hope his hide remains unpierced.
It takes a minute for Mish to process, but okay, I'll let him know you said that.
And she respectfully bows and she walks out demurely for 15 feet and then moves much quicker out of the tunnel.
Yeah, that's to be expected.
But now it is you and Melanie.
Well, we might as well head down, right?
Yes, might as well. I can always call down to them in a louder voice, though it might attract things.
Do you know the spell message?
No, but I can make my voice much, much louder.
You can what?
I can make my voice much louder.
Probably not the best idea.
So you two climb down. It's a bit of a journey, but like I said to Vinali, after do either of you two have a negative strength modifier?
Nope.
Yes.
Okay, make a athletics check for me, Melanie.
Okay then. Athletics.
Another free fall.
Hey, it's not a natural one.
No, it's not a free fall, but yeah, not to be mean, but after about 10 minutes of climbing down and Mish, you'll notice that although she's trying to keep up, Melanie is definitely like slower going down than the rest of you, or at least than you have been. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard. It'd be hard to be faster than Cal and Mitty went down.
Well, yeah.
But I'll say that by the time you get down to the bottom, Melanie, you're pretty darn winded. That was a lot of physical exertion for you, and you feel like any substantial, much more uh, carousing, and you might start to run the risk of exhaustion.
You just sprawled out on the ground.
Which is covered in spider guts.
At this point, she's too exhausted to care.
And I'm assuming Mish is like down way before she arrives.
A couple minutes, yeah.
And you're like, what took you? You okay?
Still just laying there.
I wouldn't lay there if I were you.
We've been down here for about 30 minutes now and nothing's attacked us yet. I don't think there's anything too nearby.
Well, I mean, if you want to lie in spider blood and guts, I guess.
Sure, use prestidigitation and clean the spot.
Nice.
Proper you.
That said, yeah, Nola up there, she hopes your hide isn't pierced, I think. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. And she wants it to stay that way. I think.
Well,
Something
that
like
makes
that.
two of us.
Yeah, so, yeah, at least you're alive, right?
He'll try and move his shoulder. Yeah, it is something.
Hmm. Hang on, let me see if I have anything for that. I do not.
Yeah, I already
Um,
gave him a healing potion, I think.
since Mish has alchemy tools, I'm assuming that includes bottles and such, right?
I think so, yeah.
Did any of these spiders seem venomous?
Well, You would know because you were poisoned during that fight. The
Oh,
little
okay.
ones were.
Okay, I'ma just help myself to some of this. Who knows, it might be useful.
Make a survival check to try and find intact enough venom glands. Considering that most of the heads of these spiders are pumpkins. Yeah, smashed pumpkins now.
The world is a vampire.
Yeah, 11. I would say you spend a couple of minutes disgustingly like picking through bits of broken exoskeleton and internal organs. You don't really find a venom source that would be easily tappable. And in fact, you think probably some of what these creatures had, if they had any, might even be mixed amongst the bodily fluids you're currently standing in.
Oh well, shame that. That said, we can keep going if you want.
Just 5 more minutes.
Oh come on, the climb wasn't that long.
All right, so you guys take some time to catch your breath, regroup. I mean, if you don't mind Ode to Spider Guts, you guys had already been down for 30 minutes. You could take a short rest if you'd like to.
Yeah, why not?
Not opposed. I get a spell slot back.
Okay, so you spend the better part of the next hour then, not necessarily just sitting on your hands. You can scout out the entrances of the next couple of tunnels if you like, but during that time you can spend any hit die or regain short rest recovery things as you want.
Oh, I have to look. Long or short rest? Long rest. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use some hit die.
As you do that, who has the highest perception score in the group?
I can say it's not me.
I think we've already determined it's Cal.
13.
Right, yeah, I think 13 is the highest in this group.
Yeah, it is not mine.
So, Midi, if you want to roll hit dices, could you also roll me a perception check?
I did not mean to do that on advantage.
It's still a 20. You, while you guys are taking this rest, and like I said, some of your friends might be starting to check out some of the tunnels, kind of curious about what lies ahead. You begin to hear a sound that is a little bit familiar to what you've recently experienced, but different. There's a sharp tapping sound, four of them in quick succession from one of the distant tunnels, one of the ones covered in webbing. And they're coming, like I said, in sets of fours fairly rapidly. And it begins to prick up the hair on the back of your neck as your danger senses start tingling.
We've got company, guys. And he'll pull out his battle axe.
since there's a lot less room to move around in here, I am going to go ahead and cast Mage Armor in advance.
All right, so you guys are prepared to fight then, yeah?
Yep.
No attempt to. Is anyone gonna like attempt to hide or anything, or just you all gonna be in the open ready to strike?
Nish is gonna try to hide.
I'll
Okay.
throw up mirror image.
I'll
Do we
try.
know which tunnel it's coming from, or no?
Yeah, you would know which tunnel, and I did say it was one of the webbed ones.
Venali will position himself like sideways alongside that way so it would pass by him first when it came out.
Okay, so Mish and what were you gonna try and hide, Cal?
Yeah, just so I can get a sneak or an opportunity if needed.
Okay, so you two make stealth checks. The other people are kind of out in the open.
Oof.
Not right. All right. The tapping sound gets louder, and the pace of it is so regular. It's almost kind of unnerving. It almost doesn't sound organic. The sound I could liken it to the best, although your characters wouldn't recognize it, it'd be almost like a sewing machine, if that makes sense.
Ooh, you know what? As long as I'm thinking about it, I'm actually going to, when it sounds like, and this is up to you depending on how good I am at gauging this, but when it sounds like they're about to be by the entrance to the tunnel, I'm just going to drop Moonbeam right there so they have to pass through it.
Okay. You can definitely do that. But after a certain amount of time, the creature will pass by the moonbeam, take damage from it. I'll go ahead and roll just to keep a note for myself. So, natural one on the save, so you can roll damage for that.
Alrighty.
11. All right. So I have a note for myself for start of next week.
Also, just in case my hunch is right, anything that is a shapeshifter, its true form is revealed while it's in the beam.
Okay. What you all will see as it enters the tunnel is a humanoid figure of dark black, almost rubbery skin. It refracts a little bit of light that's in this room and kind of glistens. Um, it's hard, but you can still see the definition, though slight, of muscle underneath it. And compared to your totally average humanoid, they have a noticeably pinched in waist, as if their gut, their stomach region, is weirdly hollow compared to other humanoids, but they still follow the general anatomical shapes by and large. Um, the head is hairless, and coming out of the jowls are two extended, large mandibles covering a mouth that is teal, bright blue in certain places. They have 8 eyes, two main ones with 6 more arranged along their brow, and their head is hairless. What strikes you the most is that they're not walking on the ground. The creature by itself is about 7 feet tall, but coming out from its shoulder blades in the intercardinal directions, kind of making an X, are 4 spider arms, chitinous, metallic almost, completely sheer and almost sharpened to scythe like points. they bend up and have one pronounced knuckle where they then come down in a scythe-like singular blade to razor-sharp points. The leg span of each of these is easily 12 feet, and it walks not by using its humanoid legs, but Dr. Octopus style, using its spider arms to clack along the ground, holding its humanoid body suspended and dangling from aloft. But as it enters the tunnel, passing through the moonbeam and giving a sharp hiss and clack of pain, its eyes sort of scan around the room, uh, catching the broken bodies of the spiders around and the overdwellers that have entered its home. And its pincers open up wide, revealing its slathering teal tongue, and it whistles, loud, clear, and sharp, echoing through the tunnels. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.